All right, welcome back. You already know it's Friday, so the fellas are back for another edition of Mic Check. So let's get right to it. We got some topics I want to discuss with the fellas. We're going to have Keith Reed is going to join us. We got Dr. Bernard Ashby and Dante Stewart hanging out with me this morning. We got Dante and Dr. Ashby with me right now. Keith is going to join us a little bit later. What's up, fellas? You know what time it is. You know how we do it. You know the rules of engagement when it comes to Mic Check. I need it conversational. I need it transparent, and I need it 100% real. We're going to keep it a buck when it comes to this. Y'all ready to make it happen?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
But don't sound too excited now. All right. Between Julius Jones and clemency, of course, he's still got to spend life in prison for right now. The exoneration of two men accused of killing Malcolm X, of course, they lost 55 years of their life. The Rittenhouse and killers of Ahmaud Arbery trial that's still going on right now. Fellas, I think this week has put a huge spotlight on our criminal justice system when it comes to us, especially black men. Let's look at the glass half full and say the Arbery killers and Rittenhouse are both found guilty. Dante, where would you stand on the system if that's the case?
Well, I would stand the same place that so many of us, so many people stand, is that, you know, we're thankful, you know, that the right thing is being done in the eyes of the law, but at the end of the day, it's not a win because justice for us, if we're looking at it from our perspective, has not been done. That our loved ones, in the eyes of our family members, are still dead and still gone, and they only remain in our memories. And you try and fight for them, but at the end of the day, we're still living in society, as James Baldwin would say, that's governed by hidden laws that still harm us.
Dr. Ashby, you feel the same way?
Yeah, he's spot on. I mean, it doesn't change a thing. The system is a system, and one circumstance or two doesn't change the millions of other circumstances that occur throughout the system. And at the end of the day, we have a fundamentally unjust criminal justice system that, you know, frankly, just needs to be revamped.
And then yesterday on the stand, we saw Travis McMichael talking and testifying and basically saying he was afraid, even though he was the one who had the gun. Take a listen.
And at this point in time, when you first see him on Burford, he's not reaching into his pockets.
No, ma'am. Not running, no, ma'am.
And he never yelled at you guys?
No, ma'am.
Never threatened you at all?
No, ma'am.
Never brandished any weapons?
Sorry, Your Honor, he's trying to finish his answer.
Yeah, he did not threaten me verbally, no, ma'am.
All right. Didn't brandish any weapons?
No, ma'am.
Didn't pull out any guns?
No, ma'am.
Didn't pull out any knife?
No, ma'am.
Never reached for anything, did he?
No.
He just ran?
Yes, he was just running.
They talked about this trial being about assumptions, but a lot of ways this is about how unarmed black men, Dante, are still a bigger threat to society, especially white society, than a white man with a shotgun.
Yeah, and that's the case. Oftentimes, you know, and not inside of our society, oftentimes our children, black children, are seen as guilty in the eyes of the law and in the eyes of society, and white men can be treated as kids and innocent and murdered and get away. And that's, I think, in some sense, that is a part of those underlying assumptions of our society that our society superimpose upon us, whether it be in the classroom, whether it be in churches, whether it be in the streets. There's this unwritten given that black life, particularly black male life and young black male life, represent a threat and a danger to this idea of purity and this idea of getting power. And that's, in some sense, that is at the heart of both of these cases, is that the McMichaels and Brian believe that they had the power, society has given them power to exercise their own, their identity with a godlike force. Kyle Rittenhouse believes that he has power, and then you have people supporting him, giving him power. And so at the heart of these cases is, can and does the society give legality and morality to the ways in which the system, even from young kids, continue to harm us and threaten us and render us invisible and ultimately destroy us in ways that we can never change. And that is the idea of the permanence of white supremacy embedded in society. is the interlocking forms of this violence that continue to war upon our bodies.
Keith, Dr. Ashby, I'm going to give you guys about 25 seconds apiece because we got to move on to the next topic. But we've seen the video. We've heard the testimony. What's your gut tell you about each one of those cases in Rittenhouse and the Ahmaud Arbery Killers case? Dr. Ashby, let me start with you.
Well, I think everybody pretty much is giving up on the Rittenhouse case. Now, Ahmaud Arbery is just so egregious. It would be hard to believe that they would find those two men innocent. One quick point, shout out to our white allies. There's this old saying in the South: the only thing worse than an N-word is an N-word lover. And what we fail to realize is that anytime we have white allies that are willing to fight on the front lines for us, they get treated just like us. They get the N-word card real quick.
We've seen that in the Rittenhouse case. Go ahead, Keith, real quick. Final word.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with him on the outcomes of the verdict. I think we may get a surprise. Last night, one of the things that I heard about the Rittenhouse case is that since one of the jurors has asked for the instructions to go home, they may be at a point where they're trying to reach something of a compromise verdict that is actually a little bit promising in terms of maybe a guilty finding on on a lesser charge, which they can include. I think the McMichaels have a hard way to go. I do believe that we'll see a conviction in that case. I hold out hope for the maximum conviction in both instances.
All right, we'll see what happens there. All right, so I got to get to this, guys, because I don't know if you watch the show all the time, but Sharon's got her table with her ladies, and so I got my men. I got to holler at. But they were talking about how black women in this country, 62% of them are single. And they had a discussion about this, and this is what one of her guests had to say about it. Take a listen.
What we now know is that Black women are definitely more educated, the highest educated demographic of anyone in this country. We also know that Black women are becoming more economically stable. Again, to Professor Cooper's point, there was a time in history, not just in America, but across the globe, where marriage was an economic construct. Many women did it because they could not feed themselves without it. Today, we have so many women that are doing the work, that are raising entire communities, not just their households. And they are able to do this, and they have a checklist of things that they are not willing to let go of just to tie themselves to someone else.
Shout out to Misha Cross. Women are bosses, man. Black women are bosses. They don't need a man. Hey, here's the thing. I always say a woman shouldn't never need a man. But Dr. Ashby, you're a cardiologist. You're a man of the heart, so to speak, literally. So what can we do as black men? What can we do better as black men to make ourselves more desirable to be husbands to these queens out here who are bosses?
Well, yeah, I'm a cardiologist, and I'll save y'all the corny pickup lines. But we have to understand that Black women are showing power, right? And they're showing empowerment as a demographic. And what we have to be very clear about is that Black women have always empowered us as Black men. And I think the solution is to get back to our roots and listen to our ancestors and think about Afrocentric ideals of collectivism and support. And if we start thinking about us as less as individuals, but more as a community, we will have that collective support amongst us, because right now, what we have is a divide and conquer strategy. And we have oppression of the state, as we see in these criminal justice trials, and don't get me started on healthcare, that systematically disenfranchise and prevent Black men who have open aggression and microaggressions, and Black women too. But Black men, we got a big ass target on our back. If we can get to the root of those issues and start working collectively and support ourselves as a community, these issues won't continue to happen, because we could talk about things at an individual level, but at the end of the day, Black women are still going to have a disparity because they are strong as hell. And so even with the oppression, they're still succeeding, and it would be great if we work together as a collective.
Dante, I'm gonna let you finish up.
Yeah, I have to agree with Dr. Ashby, is that we Black men, we have to do better at becoming healers and becoming whole. So if I think about utilizing the language of medicine and his field as it kind of intersects with my field, we have to be concerned. Not just simply being, look good on the outside, but being fit on the inside. So we want to make sure, that we don't walk, that we deal with our wounds, that we don't just walk in a way in the world wounding other people, also we have to deal with the ways in which patriarchy devalues women, and even in some sense dispossesses women of their agency and autonomy. And so we as Black men, from young men, even as I have a son right now, and I want to teach him to be a Black man and learn how to be that, but also realize that the Black male experience is not the only experience that's worth fighting for, that's worth listening to, that's worth learning about. But I want to speak with, I want to be with, I want to love others in ways that's responsible, that shows mutuality and self-respect and love, and does not feel like I have to have power over them in order for me to feel worthy.
All right, Keith, my producer's going to kill me, but you are engaged right now. You got a fiance, so you're ready to take that step. Why you feel like you're ready to take that step?
I think we're ready to take that step because both of us have been on a long journey, and that long journey has been about growth. That journey has been about character. That journey has been about a lot of things. So one of the things that I will push back on, and I'm sure I'm gonna get a little smoke for saying this, but it's okay. I'm frustrated with the conversation that we keep having about women and men and where they stand economically and educationally, and not where they stand spiritually and on their character, right? So we continue to have these conversations about, the disparities between women and men and who's available and who's not on the basis of who has the education and who has the degree and who has this, that, and the third. We're not talking about your character. I need to hear you start that conversation talking about your character. Now, I didn't see the entirety of the conversation, so that might have been part of it. The clip that you played was all about, we got degrees, we got money, we doing better. Okay, that's fine, but you ain't got no character, ain't nobody gonna be interested. And that goes for men and women, to be clear. I'm not just giving that smoke to sisters, but there's a lot of men out here who trying to get by because they make a six-figure salary. We hear this nonsense that we from Kevin Samuels all the time, the high value man, and et cetera, et cetera. But if you ain't got no character, nobody interested in you, and it's not gonna last. So stop telling me how educated you are and tell me about you as a person. Then maybe we can have a realistic conversation about what it actually takes to go on that journey. Because I'm here to tell you, when I met my fiance, she was an attorney. I was already a journalist. We've been on this path for a decade. Been a long time, right?
And it is a journey, and that journey will continue.
That's right.
And that journey will continue. Even after you get married, you got to continue to put in that work and find somebody that is worth working for. Before you love somebody else, you got to love yourself. And as Dante said, you got to be whole, and you got to find somebody else who is whole as well, because you should need somebody. And if you're whole, you don't need them, but you want to be with that person, and you're open up to spending the rest of your life with that person. It took me a long time to get there. And I'm still walking, and I'm still talking, and I'm still trying to make that happen, but we're walking in that path and that journey together. Dante, Keith, Dr. Ashby, appreciate you guys. Thank you, fellas, for checking off on today's mic check. You guys are welcome back anytime, my brothers.